I started calling my grandmother by her first name when I was 13. It was the summer before Grandpa died, and Dad and I were spending the month of July with them in Woodacre, California. They owned a cedar-shingled cottage there, where they'd go for weekends and vacations. And after Grandpa retired from Berkeley, they moved into it permanently. My grandmother was an artist who was known primarily for her paintings and photographs. She was always mentoring a few art students, and one of them had a show opening in San Francisco during our visit. My grandmother took me with her. The show was in Soma at a garage that specialized in hybrid and electric vehicles and doubled as an art gallery. A red plug-in Prius was elevated on a lift at the back of the garage, which had the cleanest polished concrete floors I'd ever seen. I had expected to see paintings hanging on the walls, but this artist made wire sculptures. They hung from cables that stretched across the space, twirling slowly in the air like graceful dancers made of silver mesh. Other sculptures were installed on stands scattered across the floor. Most were abstract in form, but some resembled female bodies or animal-like shapes. Arms and tails extended, or elongated heads that seemed to look at you, even without eyes. I was the youngest person there. As soon as we arrived, my grandmother was pulled away by a stranger, and then another one. And after a few minutes of awkwardly hovering a few feet away, I retreated to the rear of the garage by the Prius. Nearby, 2 couches were arranged around a sky-blue shag rug, and I sat down by myself while more people came through the garage's huge open doors. I could see the traffic whooshing by on Mission Street in the dusk. As Saturday evening settled into Saturday night, growing shadows blurred the city's hard edges and turned them into soft focus suggestions. I had been to plenty of art galleries before, but not a Saturday night opening, and I dressed up for it in a teal and white sundress, along with a carefully applied coating of lip gloss. Sitting on that sofa, I felt grown up. Almost. I lost track of my grandmother in the gathering crowd. It was mostly women, mostly casually dressed in jeans and tees or tank tops, sneakers or boots, along with a smattering of all-black ensembles. Many of them had bare arms covered with tattoos, flowers or pinup girls, or intricate abstract designs. A couple of women, one with pink hair, sat across from me on the other couch and set down small paper plates of cheese and grapes, while they toasted each other with clear plastic cups of white wine. I thought about making a plate of cheese for myself, but before I could get up, a black woman with very short hair sat down beside me. "This seat's not taken, is it?" she asked. "No," I said. "Thanks." She held a plate of cheese and grapes, too, but instead of wine, she had a small bottle of Pellegrino. She twisted it open and took a sip. I could see the brown skin of her scalp, where her hair was faded in on the sides. I didn't want to stare, so I lowered my gaze. She was wearing black jeans and black motorcycle boots. "Joan West is supposed to be here tonight," the woman said. "Have you heard of her?" I looked up. "Yeah, she's..." Her right eyebrow was pierced, and her eyes were sapphire blue. The edges crinkled as she smiled at me, and suddenly, I didn't want to admit that Joan West was my grandmother. It wasn't that I didn't want to be connected with her, but this woman was speaking to me as if I were an adult, like her. To be Joan West's granddaughter made me a child, which I didn't want to be. "She's great," I said. "I like her work." "Yeah? What's your favorite?" My grandmother's most recent paintings were quite different from her previous work, but I liked them. long, golden sweeps of light across doorways and honeyed wooden floors. When I looked at them, I thought of her and Grandpa on their deck in Woodacre in the late afternoon. The smell of wild grasses in the sun.